Democrats. Today is Tuesday, September 7th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. And happy birthday, Adrian. Not that you'll ever see this. So we just had a long holiday weekend that was brought to us by the labor movement. Yay, and thank you, labor. And I actually took the time just to kind of chill, and I hope that you did too, because we have a lot of work to do over the next 13 months. So every day I say I'm going to come here and talk to you about bills, elected, and elections. We are not in session, and so what I'm calling a bill is kind of a stretch. It's going to be for a while, but just humor me. So we just had a long weekend. Right before the long weekend, the board for the Oklahoma Healthcare Authority had a meeting wherein they voted regarding whether or not we should outsource the handling of the Medicaid expansion, which should already be resolved by now, but there's a whole bunch of little p politics at play there. So it came up for a vote, and it was voted 7 that says, no, we should keep it here because we can do it cheaper, to 1 that says we should outsource it. The governor was not happy with that vote. And so what he decided to do was shake up the board. And I'm saying that loosely, but basically he asked 2 people to step down, and he's going to replace them because as governor, he has the privilege of placing folks on boards. You guys know this. So that board has 3 women on it. Well, no, let me take it back. It had 3 women on it, but he got rid of 2 of them. So it's down to 1 woman. The board had 2 physicians. And let me remind you what board I'm talking about. It's the Oklahoma Healthcare Association. Oklahoma Healthcare Association had 2 doctors on the board. And then the governor asked both doctors to step down. So like right now, there are no doctors on the board for the Oklahoma Healthcare Authority. I hope that sounds as incongruent to you guys as it sounds to me. It's the Healthcare Authority, and these are people who are advising the Oklahoma Healthcare Authority on how to take care of Oklahoma's health. And it's mainly dealing with Medicaid. But now we don't have any doctors on that board. Oh, my word. That doesn't make sense. And it feels like, because I cannot question his motives because I have not had a conversation with the governor, but it really feels like a temper tantrum that he's mad that he didn't get what he wanted. And he's going to go find 1 more crony, 1 more yes man, or actually 2 more yes men that will vote the way that he wants them to vote. This is a democracy. You run a state. This is not a dictatorship. And so you should be able to hear dissenting voices without completely disrupting everything again over a long weekend. This governor has been known to make these kind of big decisions over long weekends, thinking maybe we won't notice, thinking maybe it can slide by because it'll be a low news day, whatever. Didn't fool anybody. And for the people who weren't paying attention, the Oklahoma Medical OMM, they came out and said, yeah, this is a bunch of hooey and needs to be stopped, and wanted to make sure that everybody was aware. So I haven't done them in a really long time. This feels bigger, name them and shame them. What needs to happen is someone, because I say it all the time, he is certainly not listening to me, but someone with the ear of the governor needs to remind him that his job is to protect Oklahomans. Over the long weekend, the numbers that were recorded for COVID were, we had 10,000. Oklahoma had 10,000 new COVID cases, and we lost 76 Oklahoma souls over this 3-day weekend. That's a lot of lives. If only he could focus on that. Wouldn't that be great? If only he would focus on actually protecting Oklahomans, taking care of Oklahomans, rather than pushing forward his agenda. So rumor has it that the contract for Medicaid expansion, the out-of-state contract that he's trying to award, is to a friend of his, an out-of-state friend of his. So this is another ploy to enrich one of his personal friends. One more time. Your job is to protect Oklahomans. Your job is to represent Oklahomans. Your job is to look out for what is best for Oklahoma. Your job is not to try to figure out how you can enrich your personal friends. So he's not listening to me. If you have his ear, let him know. Tweet him. Send him a message. Write him a letter. Let him know. Remind our governor that he is our governor and his job is to protect, take care of, mind the business of Oklahoma. No need to be traipsing off to Azerbaijan. No need to be trying to find jobs for your friends, board placements for your friends, ways for your friends to get rich off of Oklahoma. And I got a job just like everybody else. I'm not against people making money. But when several studies come out saying that it would be more cost effective and handled well in state, there is no reason to pay twice as much to your friend unless your goal is to enrich your friend. And I'm not going to allege anything more nefarious. I'll let you guys make that up, but he's enriching his friend. So that was a twofer. That's my bill and the elected that I want to talk about. I think that one of the things I have to do is I have to remind you guys of our elected officials who aren't looking out for us because we are in election season. And I want to remind you that this governor is up for re-election in 2022. We have to do everything we can to find someone better, to support someone better. This guy doesn't want the job. This guy isn't invested in learning the job. He doesn't want to know what the job is. We need someone who has an interest in Oklahoma, in being the governor of Oklahoma, has an interest in knowing what the governor of Oklahoma does, because this guy did not care until he decided to run, because he never voted for governor until he could vote for himself. So let's find someone. Let's support someone. There's already one candidate that we can get behind, and that's former Senator Connie Johnson, who has announced that she's running for governor. If you support Senator Johnson, do it now. Don't wait until too late. Do it now, because that's what makes that campaign stronger, is support up front. If you're thinking about running for governor, you don't have to announce just yet. You don't have to file just yet. If you're thinking about running for governor, still talk to us. A healthy primary is never a bad thing. We have to do whatever we can. This guy's gotten cocky. He doesn't think that there's going to be any competition. And as Democrats, we need to remind him that it isn't a monarchy. It isn't just your job because you have it right now. I want to remind most of Oklahoma, you have elections next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. There will be propositions on your ballot. Please go out to the state election board, pull up your sample ballot. If you haven't requested your absentee ballot yet, pull up your sample ballot. Make sure that you're familiar so that when you vote, you know what you're voting for. Tomorrow is the last day to request an absentee ballot. Now, we're at that point where I beg you, if you still have your absentee ballot in your presence, or if you get it between now and next Tuesday, don't mail it. Drop it off at your county election board so that we know that it gets in and we know that it counts. All righty. You guys joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15.